also listen to our panel. So I'm going to welcome up our moderator, Jeremy Parris of Dephi Digital. And blockchain gaming, you guys, let's make sure that we make money off the time that we spend, because now we have a Web3 platform and a Web3 world where that's possible. It wasn't possible before. All right, so I'm going to welcome the rest of your panelists up. Give it up for Jeremy, you guys. Okay,
Thank you very much, everybody.
And I have Emma Liu, the CEO and co-founder of ChainGuardians. She spoke earlier today, did a really great job. I've got Jacob Shrader, GM of Esports. And then Sander of Infinity Skies.
All right, everybody, welcome to blockchain gaming and the play-to-earn revolution. While she was introing us, it kind of struck me, it's crazy that today we actually get to make money playing games. I remember being a kid, I was a big gamer, right? And grandma, your parents, all those people would always be like kind of scowling at you, like you're never gonna make a living doing this, and now we finally can make a living doing this, which we couldn't even say 5 years ago. It's absolutely crazy. And then when you see what's happened in places like the Philippines with YGG and Axie Infinity and this new guild system and layer coming out and everything that's just absolutely exploding, needless to say, it's a crazy time to be alive. So glad that you guys all made it out and are curious about this space. But before we dive into the meat and potatoes, so to say, of this conversation, just want to do a quick round of intros, starting with myself. I'm Jeremy Parris from Dephi Digital. I'm one of our play-to-earn NFT Web 3.0 analysts. It's a bit of a mouthful, but today those kind of all go hand in hand. And with that being said, I'll kick it over here to my right to Emma.
Hey, this is Emma from ChainGuardians. And we also have an NFT-focused launchpad called ChainBoost. We are the world's first superhero eco-gaming system, and we have been around since 2018. Very happy to be here. Jeremy seems like a very good host, so I hope everybody will be here and enjoy a good time.
So I'm Jacob. I'm the GM of Esports at ZenSports. ZenSports is the sports betting platform of choice, and that means bet against the house, bet peer-to-peer, bet using crypto, or bet using fiat. We do it all. We also have a full-service esports tournament hosting platform on our app, and we host tournaments for the biggest blockchain esports title right now, which is Splinterlands. So I've learned a lot from them. On our app, organizers can create events, players can register and link their Twitch channel, and then fans can come in and view everything, view the main tournament broadcast, brackets, and then view individual players' Twitch streams as well. We kind of link everything we do together, that being sports betting and daily fantasy and esports, through our brand token, the sports utility token.
Hi everyone, I'm Sander Dijkens. I'm the CTO at Dreamview Games. We develop a blockchain game where people own a floating island in the sky, on top of which they can build their own castle using NFTs as the building blocks. It revolves heavily around socializing, and people can visit each other's castles and vote on them, resulting in rewards for the voted person.
Awesome. So guys, a little bit of a overview here, play to earn, blockchain, this whole crazy revolution that's going on. I myself started working at Dephi Digital about 7 months ago, back in April, and it's insane to think that just over the last 7 months alone, how much this space has evolved and grown, and how this conference might not have been possible even 7-8 months ago, a year ago, definitely not a couple years ago. So, it's insane to see the growth that happens and how quickly that happens. We joke about it, 1 week feels like a month feels like a year. If you're deep in this space, you know exactly what I mean. But for this panel, guys, I don't want to, talk about, necessarily how we got here or what play to earn is or what the blockchain is. Since we have a panel with people who are actually helping build out the play to earn revolution, hopefully try to give you a little bit of a peek behind the scenes about what really is making this a revolution, so to say. Hopefully, we'll have 5, 6, 7 minutes at the end for Q&A, unless the conversation's getting really good, going really well, then you'll just have to talk to us in the back. Apologies about that in advance. But with that being said, guys, I'm gonna jump into our first question here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit of a romantic in a dream, okay? My partner deals with me very well. But that being said, I wanna start off on a good note, and I would like to know, like, what excites you guys the most about play to earn and everything that we've seen happening recently? You know, like it could be just the astronomic growth. I know this bull run is super exciting. I was looking at my portfolio this morning, all-time highs, baby. Thank you very much. So yeah, what excites you guys the most about this revolution? It could be, you know, the kids that are entering into the space, the communities we're seeing. Emma, I'm going to kick it over to you first.
Yeah, I would say that when we first started in 2018, there were not that many people believing what we're doing, and most people probably don't know what NFT is. So really, for one of those old-timers like us, we're super excited to say, oh my God, NFT actually take off this year. So it was amazing. And when you said even 7 months ago, I was like, wow, I know, so true. Like this year has been amazing for NFT, especially for play to earn. But then to me, I think play to earn is just the beginning, because like you said, right, even when I was young, my parents would say, oh my God, you playing video games again? Like, you know what, why you go study or do something or go make money, go find a job, right? Playing was a video game was never a thing that's supported by parents. But then I think now with this new revolution, we can really see a lot of things changing. And then, but within ChainGuardians, I just want to elaborate a little bit more. We wanted to do more than just offering play to earn as the opportunity to earn, let's say, rewards or tokens or what so. We also have a NFT-focused launchpad where we invite users who are play to earn, now also have the opportunity to earn tokens, but you can also have a chance to earn ideal allocation spot. So we really gamify the experience by trying to look at more than just earning tokens or rewards or whatever, what else you can do, right? And then as more and more projects start developing it, we can see the play to earn can actually expand to be just like almost infinite possibility on what you can expand this to. So that's why I'm pretty excited about this space.
No, I absolutely love that. And I think I was trained for this at an early age because growing up, my dad was a big comic book nerd, so I've always been kind of a nerd, and we always kind of felt like outcasts. So I totally agree that it's so cool to be able to come to places like this and finally be able to like talk about this without having to explain what the blockchain is, what a crypto game is, and it's definitely a breath of fresh air. With that being said, kick it over to you, sir. What excites you the most about this revolution that's going on at the moment?
Yeah, for me, I would say the most exciting thing that's been going on the last couple of months has been looking at Axi's meteoric rise, looking at the guilds that have been forming, gaming as a business. It's absolutely mind-blowing that's a thing now. Like, you know, we had esports as a way to make money, but that was only for very few select people. And now we have it for the broke masses, we have it available. And I think that's just an amazing development. And I'm really excited for the future. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. And on Axie, one thing I think that is incredibly underappreciated about Axie, even with their crazy growth, guys, Axie's a half-baked game, right? Tomorrow we have a panel with Jiho, actually, from Axie Infinity at 4 o'clock that I'm also moderating. And if you're going to be here for that, just keep that little nugget in your mind, right? Axie's a half-baked game, and it doesn't even have its world of Lunacia yet, right? Imagine playing Pokemon without being able to run around the world and only being able to do the battler thing. So anyways, with that being said, Jacob, throw it over to you, sir. What excites you the most?
Yeah, so what excites me the most is actually, thank you.
Sorry, I rugged you on the mic there, Jacob.
Yeah. So what excites me the most is actually a recent product or feature addition to a few blockchain games, and that is the ability to kind of lend out or rent assets to other users. We saw Axie do this a little bit with their scholarship program, and what they did here is they just legitimized what was already going on, and what was going on was that whales who own thousands of Axies would create an account, they would know the password, they would know the username, with maybe 6 Axies, they would give it to a player, and then that agent who had so many Axies to begin with would take, you know, a portion of the player's earnings. So 35% would go to the big dog who owned all the Axies to start. And that's awesome, right? That's spreading out the wealth, but that's spreading out the wealth in a centralized way, right? That's not decentralized. But what other games have done, for example, Splinterlands has actually hard-coded renting assets into the code of, you know, the smart contracts of their characters in the game. So on the Splinterlands market, you can buy NFTs, but you can also rent them, and you can, you know, rent them for yourselves, or you can rent your own NFTs that you own out. And what this really does is it creates a lower barrier of entry to play these games. You know, one of the big things we see with the really popular blockchain esports titles or just blockchain games in general is that the good assets become so expensive, it's not feasible for lots of people to play, right? That's kind of a pain point of the industry, is that if you do well, things just explode in value and everybody wants them. But with renting, it creates a more open playing field. And we saw, with Fortnite and free to play, how important that is, not only for accessibility, but for revenue in the long run, right? Fortnite made double as much as the most grossing AAA premier title, right, which sold for $60. So just lowering the barrier of entry, continuing to do that, I think it's a huge addition to blockchain gaming.
Sir, you front-run me on my next question. I was going to ask what you think the next big unlock for the play-to-earn revolution is, and I think you definitely touched upon one of the big ones that I think is going to be one of the big unlocks, and that is, building out some of the infrastructure for this, right? Like, how do we build in the renting mechanism for a guild to rent it out to a scholar? Like, Axie stumbled upon that accidentally, but we might need more nuanced, trustless ways in the future because, well, we'll leave scholarships for another panel. But with that being said, Emma, next big unlock for play to earn, what are we thinking?
So we can skip it this time, right?
I think so.
Okay, I have an idea which I actually talked about earlier during my keynote speech around noontime. So I see that play to earn is a big thing. Of course, I think that there's also opportunities for educational piece to be added into the play to earn. So basically become play to earn and learn at the same time, right? So basically you want to incorporate experience of not just to play, to make money or to earn for fun, but there's also a lot of learning that you can be incorporated into the playing. So while you're playing, you can actually, learn something to educate yourself. And then I think then your parents will be more happy that, oh my God, now my son's making money for me and also he's learning at the same time. So I can see a lot of institutions started trying to build more games that will become more educational, and then at the same time the kids can also learn. So to me that may be something revolution.
I love that. It's all. I like the optics there, right? Get the parents to have a little bit of buy-in. Their child's brain just isn't rotting in front of that screen. If one of you guys don't mind passing your mic over to Sandra here, we'll get his 2 cents on the next unlock.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I definitely second what Emma's saying here. Like, education is a very big step when it comes to play to earn, where I see play to earn gaming as being a gateway of adoption for cryptocurrencies as a whole, where we're kind of experiencing this revolution of adoption. And I think gaming will be the main driver in that. More on the technological aspect, I agree with Jacob here. Like, there's many exciting new technologies being developed specifically for gaming that we might see being used across the board for other DeFi projects as well. Like the leasing is very exciting, of course. Decentralized voting systems, very exciting as well. Like crafting systems, burning NFTs into higher tiers, morphing NFTs. These are all very exciting technologies, and I think these will really propel the play-to-earn industry into the future.
Yeah, what I didn't say, but over at Delphi Digital, I help craft tokenomics and help games work on their token econ and all the things you just touched upon. So you're speaking dirty to me right now. That's really what excites me about this space. Is making a more nuanced sort of like tokenomics behind the game, because that'll create more nuanced economies. Which, if the metaverse, if we want to see that transpire, we're going to need a lot of nuance and a lot more complex mechanisms there. Guys, last question to you, and then I'm going to open it up to the audience for Q&A. So be thinking about your questions, play to earn, metaverse, Web3, anything on that subject, happy to touch upon. But for you guys, my last question, and we'll make this a quick one. We couldn't have had this conversation a year ago, but what excites you about the next 5 years, right? Is there anything that you're really looking forward to, or where you hope to see this all wind up? And I think I'm going to switch it around. I'm going to kick it over to you there, Jacob, for a first answer. What are you excited about for the next 5 years, sir?
Yeah, so I think in blockchain gaming right now we're seeing a lot of games that are really number oriented and not mainstream video games, right? There's not the money in the industry right now to produce a AAA shooter game. But obviously shooter games are the mainstream of video games. So I think within the next 5 years, If we could see, it doesn't need to be Call of Duty coming in. It doesn't need to be Apex Legend turning their economy over. But seeing real money get put into a AAA shooter game, I think will do so much for this industry. I think carrying off of that, having games, blockchain games that exist on console will also just be game changing because obviously we have to break through Xbox and PlayStation, those networks, to get in. But that's where the mainstream gamer lies. And if blockchain gaming wants to go mainstream, we have to figure out a way to connect digital wallets to your PlayStation account and to get games on console. So console and a shooter game that will attract what gamers really want. Because that's what, those are the social games that so many people play. I think in the next 5 years, if we could get that, it would be unbelievable.
I love that, man. The console unlock, and we'll kick it over to, whoever wants to go first here.
Yeah, I actually agree. I think that the adoption into the mainstream is probably the most exciting thing when it comes to crypto gaming at the moment, where there's still a very, very large audience that we have yet to tap into. The real traditional gamers that right now are looking at crypto games and are like, I think I'll stick with the traditional games. And I think that's really exciting. At some point, there's going to be either a game from our side that comes along and breaks into that mainstream, or there's going to be from the traditional side, there's going to be someone who's going to come in and break the whole market, essentially. And either way, I think this is a great thing. It's exciting because it moves the entire revolution of blockchain gaming forward. So this is, I would say, the most exciting things for the next 5 years.
Love it, man. And Emma, last but not least, and then we might only have time for one or two questions, guys. Apologies there, but hopefully it was a good panel for you.
So I totally agree with the mainstream adoption will be the most exciting thing coming to play to earn. But besides from that, because I've been in this space for so long that I feel that to make this game a truly decentralized, another thing that I can see 5 years down the road, I will see a lot of game being interoperable and a multi-chain. So what it means is that only a ChainGuardian NFT, you don't only use it in the ChainGuardian game, you could be using it in a lot of other gaming eco project or gaming ecosystem. And also as the mainstream coming in, hopefully they'll really adopt a truly decentralized way and adding ChainGuardians character into their game, and then we're happy to adopt theirs into ours as well. So make it truly decentralized, giving a lot of value back to the NFT holders. As you're holding those NFT gaming NFT, you can truly utilize them in a lot of different games than just like the traditional way, you pay for something in the game, once you finish it, you don't get to keep anything, and then you move on to another game, right? But the beauty of blockchain gaming is that your NFT that you hold, it will exist forever with you, and you can carry on in multiple games. And of course, multi-chain hopefully won't be an issue down the road in 5 years. One, you can be on any of the blockchain, and you can just easily move your NFTs around. So that's it. That's my 2 cents.
I love that. And guys, apologies, we are not going to have time for Q&A, so instead I'll give you what excites me the most for the next 5 years. And I think when we think about 5 years' time, literally let's transport ourselves 5 years into the future. And at the top of this conversation, I mentioned, the teenagers right now. And what excites me is that teenagers are already super crypto native, but they don't even realize it yet. Right? They already know how to interact with in-game economies. They already know the value of having a skin in Fortnite and flexing with it. They already are, Web 3.0 native in a certain sort of way. So when we think 5 years into the future, and when we see these teenagers get some financial freedom underneath them, and they get onboarded into Web 3.0 through probably one of these platforms or some DeFi protocol or whatever the case may be, that's when I think that this truly becomes inevitable, because I don't know. There's just, in my head, there's no other future. You know what I mean? And I know we're all early and we're all deep in the space. And yes, I'm definitely biased. But I think, and it's going to sound cheesy and cliche, it's the children. They're the future. But I think in this case, it's true. But guys, that's all we have time for. Really appreciate everybody coming out. I hope you learned something. I hope you learned something over the next few panels, over the next few days. And we're all going to make it, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.